Praise the Lord. Welcome to DYD. I'm Evangelist Pamela Price. How are you doing? Listen, I'm happy you here. Listen, we are moving through the book of what? Come on, somebody said Judges. You need to know about the book of Judges. We've been going in some type of orderly fashion, and we're covering some stories. We've gone over the story of Samson and Delilah. We've gone over Deborah and Barak. We've gone over what else we've gone over? We've gone over last time we went over about the Micah and his idolatry. And how the children of Israel actually think their idols is good. Yeah, you got to hear that story in there. Gideon with the fleece, yes. And so last time we talked about these things, and we're going to get back in. We're going to go through. We were on the story of the Levite and his concubine, right? So we're going to see what happened with that situation. Let's do what we do best. We do what we get in the Word of God. Let's go. I'll reread this all over again so it'll flow. And it came to pass in those days when there was no king in Israel, that there was a certain Levite staying in the remote mountains of Ephraim. He took for himself a concubine from Bethlehem in Judah. But his concubine played the harlotry against him, meaning she was sleeping with other men, and went away from him to her father's house at Bethlehem in Judea, and was there 4 whole months. She stayed with her daddy 4 months. Then her husband arose and went after her to speak kindly to her and bring her back, having his servant and a couple of donkeys with him. So she brought him into her father's house. And when the father of the young woman saw him, he was glad to meet him. Now, his father-in-law, the young woman's father, detained him, and he stayed with him 3 days. So they ate and drank and lodged 3 days. Watch this. Then it came to pass on the 4th day that they arose early in the morning, and he stood to depart. But the young woman's father said to his son-in-law, refresh your heart with a morsel of bread, and afterwards go your way. So they sat down, and the two of them ate and drank together. Then the young woman's father said to him, please, be content to stay all night, and let your heart be merry. And when the man stood to depart, his father-in-law urged him, so he lodged there again. Watch this. Then he arose in the morning on the 5th day to depart. But the young woman's father said, please refresh your heart. So they delayed another afternoon, and both of them ate. And when the man stood to depart, he and his concubine and his servant, his father-in-law, the young man's father, said to him, look, the day is now drawing toward evening. Please spend the night. See, the day is coming to an end. Lodge here. Watch this. Lodge here that your heart may be merry. Tomorrow go your way early so that you may get home. And however, the man was not willing. What? Now, mind you, it's kind of night, right? It's getting there. However, the man was not willing to spend the night, that night. So he rose and departed and came to opposite Jabesh, that is Jerusalem. With him were the 2 saddled donkeys. His concubine was also with him. They were near Jabesh, and the day was far spent. And the servant said to his master, come, please let us turn aside into the city of the Jebusites and lodge in it. But his master said to him, we will not turn aside into a city of foreigners who are not of the children of Israel. We will go on to Gibeah. So he said to his servant, come, let us draw near to one of these places and spend the night in Gibeah or in Ramah. And they passed by and went their way. And the sun went down on them in Gibeah, which belongs to Benjamin. They turned aside there to go in to lodge in Gibeah. And when he went in, he sat down in the open square of the city, for no one would take them into his house to spend the night. Let's talk about it. Here, this guy, his concubine, she had left him for 4 months, and he was like, I'm gonna go get my girl. So he went there and he went to her father's house. And the father, when he was there, was like, he spent the night. He stayed there 3 days, and then the next day the father talked him into staying another day, and finally talked him into staying another day, and then one time and one afternoon, he's like, you stay again? And he's, you know what? No, I'm going. We're leaving. And so he decides to travel. And it wasn't, sometimes it's not good to travel at 3 o'clock, right? You may want to start that trip in the morning. He's traveling, and it turned dark on him. And so his servant, the one who's with him, said to him, why don't we pull off over here in the Jebusite? I believe that's what he kind of suggested. But he was like, no, I'm going to stay with the children of Israel. I'm staying with my people. And so he's like, oh, okay. So they they went into the square, and they're going to thinking somebody going to take him into their house. He wants to stay with his people, the children of Israel. Let's see how that worked for him, huh? Let's go in. 16th verse. Just then, an old man came in from his work in the field at evening, who also was from the mountain of Ephraim. He was staying in Gibeah, whereas the men of the place were from Benjamin. Place were Benjamites. And when he raised his eyes, he saw the travelers in the open square of the city. And the old man said, where are you going, and where do you come from? And he said to him, we are passing from Bethlehem in Judah toward the remote mountains of Ephraim. I am from there. I went to Bethlehem in Judah. Now I am going to the house of the Lord. He says, but there is no one who will take me into his house. Although we have both straw and fodder for our donkeys, and bread and wine for myself, for your female servants, and for the young man who is with your servant, there is no lack of anything. Basically saying, listen, I don't have to take any of your goods, just a place to lay my head. And the old man said, peace be with you. However, let all your needs be my responsibility. Only do not spend the night in the open square. So he brought him into his house and gave fodder to the donkeys, and they washed their feet and ate and drank. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? Hospitality, somebody taking you in the house. Now I'm wondering if he had been sitting in the square, because see, that was the way they worked. The children of Israel, they would be in the open square, and then somebody say, you need a place to stay. That was good hospitality, because they're brethren, right? And it's possible he's seeing people just pass him by, and nobody never offering. And nobody never offers. He said, nobody never offered to let me come to their house. And he's like, yeah, come on. This old man know what's happening. He know the people of the land. Yes, he know the people of the land. So the Benjamites, we're at the area of the Benjamites, right? So let's go in. So maybe I can finish this story. Let's go in. As they were enjoying themselves, suddenly certain men of the city, perverted men surrounded the house and beat on the door. They spoke to the master of the house, the old man, saying, bring out the men who came to your house, that we may know him carnally. But the master of the house, went out to them and said to them, no, my brethren, I beg you, do not act so wickedly. Seeing this man has come into my house, do not commit this outrage. Look, here is my virgin daughter and the man's concubine. Let me bring them out now. Humble them and do with them as you please, but to this man do not do such a vile thing. But the men would not heed him. So the man took his concubine, and so that man, that's the man that's staying with him. So the man took his concubine, and brought her out to them. And they knew her and abused her all night until morning. And when the day began to break, they let her go. Then the woman came as the day was dawning, and fell down at the door of the man's house where her master was, till it was light. When her master arose in the morning and opened the door of the house and went out to go his way, there was his concubine fallen at the door of the house with her hands on the threshold. And he said to her, "Get up and let us be going." But there was no answer. So the man lifted her onto the donkey, and the man got up and went to his place. When he entered his house, he took a knife, laid hold of his concubine, and divided her into 12 pieces, limb by limb, and sent her throughout all the territory of Israel. And so it was that all who saw it said, "No such deed has been done or seen from the day that the children of Israel came up from the land of Egypt until this day. Consider it, confer, and speak up." So let's talk about it. Here, this guy who had his concubine, they killed her. They raped her all night, and she was trying to get home. To that place. She finally made her way, and then she was so messed up. She put her hand on the door and just dropped. And here this guy, he's like, "Get up." Like, really? Yeah. She couldn't move, so he just picked up and threw on the donkey. And just think, this girl just came back from her father's house, right? I'm sure her father was like, "Oh my God," that's had to be hurtful. They had abused her all night. And these are the Benjamites. Yes, they're from the tribe of the children of Israel. This is not heard of. This is abomination. This is awful. Here's this man just coming through the land, and they really wanted him. They really wanted him. And the man of the house had to stop him from that. And here's the visitor is taking his concubine out there. He's the one that gave him to her. But they really asked for who? They asked for him. Yes, they asked for him. And in this part, it says, and so it was that all who saw it, because remember, he cut her up in what? 12 pieces from limb to limb. And he sent it. It says, he laid hold of his concubine and divided her into 12 pieces, limb by limb, and sent her throughout all the territory of Israel. And so it was that all who saw it said, "No such deed has been done or seen from the day that the children of Israel came up from the land of Egypt." They had never seen such a thing, especially for nobody cutting up a body like this, right? And passing it out. And he says, until this day, consider it, confer, and speak up. They're trying to find out what happened. Do I have time to finish up? Let me get into 20. Let's go. 20th verse. Israel war with the Benjamites. Because guess what? The Benjamites are not going to get in trouble for what they just did. Now, let's see who the Benjamite. You remember the Benjamite? The tribe of the Benjamite is the baby, Rachel's child, his children. Let's go in. So all the children of Israel came out from, all the children of Israel came out from Dan to Beersheba, as well as from the land of Gilead. And the congregation gathered together as one man before the Lord at Mizpah. And the leaders of all the people, all the tribes of Israel, presented themselves in the assembly of the people of God, 400,000 footed soldiers who drew the sword. So they all came together. Woo! Now the children, watch it. Now the children of Benjamin heard that the children of Israel had gone up to Mizpah. Then the children of Israel said, "Tell us, how did this wicked deed happen?" Woo! So now let's talk about it real quick. So now the Benjamites heard that they had gathered together. I'm sure they're going, y'all remember that day? Y'all know what y'all did? They done gathered together. What y'all done? Y'all know how they raped that girl? Ooh, they done got together now. Benjamin heard about it. Let's go in. And it says, he said, "Tell us, how did this wicked deed happen?" So the Levite, the husband of the woman, of that concubine, who was murdered, answered and said, "My concubine and I went into Gibeah, which belonged to Benjamite, to spend the night. And the men of Gibeah rose against me and surrounded the house at night because of me. They intended to kill me, but instead they ravished my concubine so that she died. So I took hold of my concubine, cut her in pieces, and sent her throughout all the territory of the inheritance of Israel, because they committed lewdness and outrage in Israel. Look, all of you, right, are children of Israel. Give your advice and counsel here and now." He said, all of you all are Israelites. Y'all come on. What y'all got to say? Come on, what you got? Give your advice, counsel here and now. So all the people arose as one man, saying, "None of us will go to his tent, nor will any turn back to his house. But now this is the thing which we will do to Gibeah. We will go up against it by lot. We will take 10 men out of every 100 throughout all the tribe of Israel, 100 out of every 1,000, and 1,000 out of every 10,000, to make provisions for the people, that when they come to Gibeah in Benjamin, and it says here, they may repay all the vileness that they have done to Israel." So all the men of Israel were gathered against the city, united together as one man. Let's talk about it. Woo, that's a lot of reading. Yes, do it. So let's watch this. It's a good story though, huh? Come on. So they got together, and the children of Israel know this is wrong. And he told them what they did to them. And they're saying, you know what? Nobody going home. We're going to come together. We're going to get our men together. We got to take care of this problem. This is a problem. This is a what? This is a problem. And, you know, we got to get rid of this wickedness. This is vile. This is real low. We have come to nothing if we're going to allow this to happen. Yes. So we see that they are going to prepare to take care of this. Now we got to come back and finish this and see what happened here. But they're going to take care of business. Some folks going to die behind this. What? I say some folks going to die behind this. Sometimes when folks do some stuff and there's a war, and that person that's fighting, the people that are fighting ain't the one that started the problem or done the problem. But guess what? They died. We're going to see how 24,000 die. 18,000 die and 25,000 die. Yeah, all over their sin. They couldn't keep their flesh together, and it had gotten out of hand. You know, sometimes it's good to put an end to some sin, to sin, period, right? Listen, I'm going to have to finish it up next time. Yeah, I'm going to have to finish it up. All right, we're coming back. We're in the book of Judges. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Parents, thank you so much for allowing your child to watch DYD. It is my heart's desire that every child be ministered to. Parents, I'm going to need your monthly financial support in order for this ministry to continue daily. I just believe by faith that God will lay on your heart an amount that you can consistently give into this ministry. Trust me when I say that the daily investment of the Word of God into your child's life is priceless. I've done this for 21 years and I've seen the results. Will you partner with me? Go to the donation page, and from there, you will be a blessing to this ministry. Thank you so much, and may God bless you.